guys, sorry about that. So we are back to show you the last thing I got from Marshals and like a couple other little things here and there. So I don't know if the Stanley Cup thing is still like a craze going on. I know people were going massively crazy over getting certain colors and stuff, but then it came out that there was like lead paint in some of them, and then like, I don't know. Anyway, I've been wanting a new water cup because the one I have is made out of glass, but it's too skinny to properly clean it, and it doesn't hold enough water. But I don't like the ones with the straws. I mean, I personally don't like using the straws, especially when you have to get a small little, those tiny little cleaning brushes to get in there. And I just don't like the idea of straws in general, just because of the environment. Like when you're done with that straw, whether it's reusable or not, it's still dangerous to wildlife. I just personally don't like it. Plus, I think it, personally, like from using a straw, I feel like it would prematurely age you. But that's just me being crazy. So I prefer just drinking from a regular cup. So I finally found one that I liked. So this is by Lily Pulitzer. I love Lily's stuff. It's got the design Mermaid in the Shade. It's paraben, lead free, and just a 30-ounce insulated cup and no straw. So I love, you can see there's mermaids here on it. I love Lily's stuff, but I always have a hard time finding her stuff, especially her clothing in my size. I'm a curvy girl, so I don't know, in my experience, finding designer items, they don't normally go above like a 12 or a 10 sometimes. It depends on the brand. There is a brand that I can think of that doesn't go above a 6. So sometimes I struggle to find the clothing, but I thought this was cute. I love it. It's like, for me, Lily reminds me of a mix of like Lisa Frank meets the Golden Girls. I don't know. I love it. But this is beautiful. It'll hold a lot of water. It'll be perfect for me at work. It's got this, which I'll take the top off to drink from it. I won't be drinking out of the top, but that's just how I am. So yeah, I was really excited to find this. They do make ones with the straws that are plastic, but I like that this one was metal. I think it's made from stainless steel. Yes, it is. So, yeah, got that. Okay. So the next thing I got, we went to Barnes & Noble, and I ended up getting a iced coffee, and they had a new $5 book called Liar's Beach by Katie Ugno, I think is how you pronounce it. It sounds like a really awesome story. I can't wait. Lyndon knows he doesn't belong in elite Martha's Vineyard, but when his prep school roommate Jasper invites him to spend the end of the summer at August House, his family's massive beachfront estate, Lyndon tries to fit in. It's not hard after all. He's been lying for years, and he's not the only one. Everyone at August House is ready for a wicked good time, so when someone is found unconscious in the pool after a night of partying, it's quickly labeled an accident, but Lyndon begins to wonder, as does Holiday, Lyndon's childhood friend, and the only person on the island who knows the truth about his humble background. There's nothing Holiday loves more than a mystery, and she's convinced there is a killer on the vineyard, and now it's up to them to figure it out. So, love this. I wish I would have found this when I was in Cape Cod, because this would have been my read. Although I never actually got to read the book I brought, because we were having too much fun. But yeah, so that is everything from there. So I'm going to move on to what I got at the free library, and then what I got thrifting. So I always have books. I got a couple books I got to bring to the free library next time I go. But we found a few treasures here, which I'm excited for. This one is called A Burial at Sea by Charles Finch. I guess this is part of a series, and I think this is number 6 in it. But it talks about a captain. It's in 1873, where there's a war between France and England. And there's a death on board. But everybody's a suspect, so before they can go into port, they have to figure out who the murderer is. I want to see the rest of these books, like if I can get them for relatively inexpensive. Sometimes you can find really good books on eBay for like $1 or $2. So I might do that, but this book looks good. So I didn't realize it was a series when I picked it up, but it's nautical themed, so it's definitely up my alley. The next two books, I couldn't believe, I mean, I guess if you're not into art, these wouldn't be something that you would want. These are from the 80s, and I was so excited to find them, and they're hardcover. So this one, you can tell it's been used and abused. It's not an old library book. They don't have anything like that in there, although it might be. A page is missing. It could have been an old library book, now that I'm looking at it. But it's the color book, and it's by Wendell Blake, paintings by Ferdinand Petrie, a comprehensive guide in color in oil, watercolor, and acrylic painting, over 450 illustrations. I know that Joey was more interested in this because he has been more interested in watercolor recently. I went to school for art education, so I did look through this, and there are some really great examples in here about like color intensities and how they change things. So Joey is probably going to read this more than me, but I will love to look at it and compare it to some of my more modern books, which aren't that modern anymore. This next book I'm really excited for. So this came out also in the 80s. I think this one may have been a library book because there is scraping here. So this is Techniques of the World's Greatest Painters. So this is from the 80s, and what I love about it, it has one of my absolute favorite artists in here, who is Titian. Titian was a Italian Renaissance painter, which we really don't talk about. I don't know why he's kind of been lost to history. Maybe like if you're an art major, you talk about it a little bit more. However, like I always joke around that because there wasn't a turtle named after him. You don't know about Titian. You know about Leonardo. You know about Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo. Everybody knows like those main Renaissance men, but not Titian. But there's some great artists in here. You got Van Eyck. You got Da Vinci in here, Bach, you got Titian, El Greco, I can never pronounce this one, Caravaggio, Rubens, Rembrandt, who else is in here, Hamilton, Stella, Dali's in here, Matisse, Picasso, Van Gogh, Monet, Renard, I'm sorry, Blake, Turner. There's some amazing artists in here, which I had to pick it up. Oh, okay. Here's Bosc, which has a very Picasso-like feel to his work. So there's artists in here that I feel like have been lost to time. I mean, this book is 40 years old, so it does talk about, it is mentioning artists that I haven't heard of in a very, very long time, and I am so excited. And each artist has their own few pages. This is Edouard Manet, talking about their technique and stuff like that, which is so fun. I'm so excited for this because when I went to school, this is what we did. We talked technique and styles and the importance of these people. This is Matisse right here, talking about their styles and how they influenced the art world. This is Picasso. They pick one or two pictures from each one. So this is what they picked from Picasso. I would have probably picked a different piece, but you know, there's reasons, like they show the techniques within these pictures. But I mean, to me, there's so many other Picassos that are wonderful that would have been a great choice. Anyway, I'm going to end it here because I don't want to rush through the next part. So yeah, we'll be right back with the next part, guys.